Hello everyone and welcome. Today I'll be making a cookie that I kind of made up my own recipe for. It's called an Adirondack Trail oatmeal cookie. It is vegan and it is low fat. So the reason why I call it Adirondack is because I use maple syrup from the Adirondacks in New York, which is where I moved from before I came to Florida. So let's get started. We're going to have 1 cup of any kind of flour you want to use. So if you'd like to make this gluten-free, you can. So I have 1 cup of flour over here. I just use regular flour. 1 cup of quick oats. 1/2 cup of sugar. My sugar. And 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And I also put just a dash of salt in as well. Now, as you can see, I'm just throwing everything all together. I know usually people do it, separately, but this does not contain any butter or any oil of any kind. So I just dump it all in together. And then I use 1/3 of a cup of maple syrup. Also in the recipe, if you wanted to change it up and you didn't want to put maple syrup in, you could always use corn syrup as well. Okay. Then let's see, we're missing, the eggs. So for the eggs, I use the Bob's Red Mill egg replacer. So it called for 2 egg whites. So it was 3 teaspoons of egg replacer and 4 tablespoons of water. And I warm up the water just a little bit on the stove. I don't get it too hot, but just a little bit so it dissolves the egg replacer, and I just keep mixing it until it is all smooth. Next is 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, and then I'll mix that up, and then I will add the rest of my ingredients. So in this cookie mix, yesterday I was at a fair and I was featuring my YouTube channel and telling them all about it. And this was one of the cookies that I had a sample for, and people came back. They really, really enjoyed it. They wanted to know what was in it and how I made it. So I thought I would feature it here today on my channel. Okay, so for the rest of the ingredients that I'm going to be putting in, I'm going to use, let's see, 1/4 cup of shredded sweetened coconut, 1/2 cup of the vegan chocolate chips, and I'm going to put 1 little 1-ounce box of raisins in it. Now, if you're really a fan of raisins and you'd like to add more, you can definitely do that. For me, I think the cookies turn out just perfectly using this amount. And we'll stir it all up and get it ready for the oven. Okay, so the cookie dough is all mixed up and ready to go on the tray. Here's what it looks like when it's done. You'll notice it does kind of have a wetter consistency than what a normal cookie batter would, but I think it's because of the maple syrup in it. And once you bake it, it's going to be a little crunchy on the outside and then softer on the inside. Not gooey, but just softer. And that's what people really seem to like about it, is that crunch, but then the gooiness, or well, more like softness inside. And it makes a great breakfast cookie. Okay, so the cookies are ready to go in the oven. I got about 10 cookies out of it, and here is what I use for the foil. It's the non-stick foil that I always use. So I will put those in the oven for about 12 minutes. Okay, so the timer just went off. It's been 12 minutes, and we'll see how the cookies look. They look perfect. Now, anytime I make cookies, I take them out and I leave them cool off on the tray that I bake them on till they cool completely. It's a little trick that I learned actually working in the school. I would help out when they would do baking, and that's what they always did, and the cookies always turned out perfect. So that's what I do. I usually just let them cool down on the tray, and then when they're completely cool, then I remove them from the tray. Hey everyone, so I just wanted you to see the cookie. I broke it apart here. It's a little crunchy on the outside and softer on the inside. Of course, it's still a little warm, so it's still pretty gooey. So I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who came out yesterday for the Small for Fall business fair that $1,000 Startups had at the Peck Center in Fernandina Beach. It was a great turnout. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who attended, from vendors to my classmates to past graduates, and of course, special thank you to all the customers that came out to support us. It was great to collaborate with everybody and hear back from, other vendors, classmates, as well as customers who came and said what they kind of like to see, what they were interested in. And it was nice too, talking about, vegan baking and cooking. Some people have a passion for it. They know exactly what it's all about. And then other ones didn't know too much about it. So it was great just to talk and let them know what it's about. I also found that a lot of people are looking for now cleaner ways of eating. A lot of the things that are in our food have a lot of additives now. So if you can make it yourself, it does take a little bit of time, but it's better quality of food for you, as well as healthier. So I really enjoy making these videos, and I like to find different recipes and kind of experiment with them. Like I say, this is one of the recipes that I made on my own. I kind of took some other recipes that I found, and I just kind of played around with it and tweaked it until I came up with something that I thought was really good. And for me, it doesn't really take me too long to figure out, a new recipe. I want to make it like that. For the most part, I'm pretty good at it. Some things stump me, like I cannot make cream puff or eclair shells to save my life. Never could. My grandmother, she and I baked together and cooked together all the time. She could never get it either. I think she finally did kind of master it a little bit near the end when she tried, but it was just so tough. So that's one thing I'm not good at, but eventually I will tackle it. And as far as bread goes, I'm not the greatest with yeast items as well. But you know what? I will get there. I will get there. So thanks again for everyone who came out, supported us. We really appreciate it. And Skeeter, would you like to say anything? A few words, maybe? Hello? Woo. All right, everybody. Well, thanks again, and happy fall to all.